What's up, everybody? I'm Adam Burns.
I'm Jerry Bose.
And we are back bringing it to you with another project update on this beautiful sunny day in South Boston, Massachusetts. We're going to see 3 projects today. We're going to go take a look at our 36 residential units over 1 commercial space. A lot of progress going on there. Excited to show people that. We're going to see 144 Old Colony, which was our 19 units residential over the commercial space. We're building out that commercial space. Excited to show you that, talk about the tenant that's going in there. That's going to be really awesome. And then we're going to go down, we're going to see the site of our, 2 single families on the side. You saw those before. And then we're going to be looking at the site of our 5 residential units over 1 commercial space, digging around in the dirt there too. So lots going on today, and let's get started. This is our 36 residential units over 1 commercial space, and we are making a ton of headway on the site work, as you can see going on behind us. This is the most important stage of the project because this is setting us up as we continue to go vertical with the building. So last time you were here, a lot more of the same. We were in the hole, we were doing some excavation, and we were also setting up for, I believe they were here when we were doing the footing pour.
I think so.
Sounds right. What are they seeing right now behind us? We got some vertical walls going in. We got an excavator here. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, today we're still in our forming phase, concrete forming phase. So we're finishing up the car stacker pit. We have a pour scheduled in the coming days for our first lift on these walls, and there's a second lift because those walls are actually 22 feet tall. So we're getting ready for our first lift. We'll have scissor lifts dropped here next week, which will allow the guys the working platform they need to finish out the forming of the rest of these tall walls. So the concrete crew's working on that. We have excavation here today, working on backfilling the water infiltration system. So we have chambers that are located underneath our basement slab here. They're all connected to what are called rain leaders, PVC pipes or steel pipes from the roof. Everything drains down from the roof into these Cultex, and it's technically called a recharge. So it'll recharge back into the ground. If it was to ever overflow, there's an overflow that goes to a pump that they just set that then pump it out to West Broadway. It has to be pumped because we're below the main in the street. So the excavation crew's working on that. Yeah, we just had third-party inspection. We passed that on all of our rebar, so we hire a third party on this job that is a secondary to city inspections that basically tells us that we're doing things per plan. We've had nothing but clean reports so far. They'll be back Monday to test every 10 yards of concrete that we pour, and what they do with that is they take these cylinders, they fill them with concrete, and they do brake tests every 7 days. By the 28th day, you're supposed to be at your design strength. We're at 14 days on our first pour right now, and our second pour, and we're seeing that breaking at 5,600 PSI, and our design strength is 4,000. So we're exceeding our PSI on all of our pours so far, which is fantastic. Love to have them testing everything, making sure we're doing things okay. Yeah, a lot of work going on here though, so we're gonna keep trucking forward.
Wow, Jerry facts, folks. Asked what was going on, and we got all of it. We learned about rain leaders and recharge systems.
A little more than you probably wanted to hear.
No, that's huge. That's what these people want to hear. They want to hear about all the cool stuff that's going into these buildings, all the building tech, and all the building science that, these aren't just your average everyday home. You don't have a roof that's dumping into gutters and it's splashing out onto the ground. There's a lot of thought and effort that goes into designing these things, and a lot of thought and effort that you need to put into how it all goes together. So I appreciate you explaining all of that. That's really huge, and I hope everybody at home appreciates that as well. So a lot of work going on here, and a lot that you don't even see right now, but all of it is really, really important for how these buildings are going to function long term. So check back here for another project update. We're off to the next one, but we're going to be digging around in the hole probably another month or so. So by the time you guys come back, hopefully we'll be actually finished with the foundation, some of this utility work getting wrapped up, and then we'll be on to going vertical, and that's going to be the fun part.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks. All right, so standing down here, we're actually inside one of those car stacker pits that we were referring to when we were standing up on the front side of the site. You really don't get the sheer perspective of how large these walls are, how much concrete's going into this thing until you're standing down in here. So this is the smaller of our two car stacker pits. And what we mean by when we say car stacker, we have automated parking systems, kind of like if you were watching one of our last videos on our 19 residential unit project, we had 3 stories of parking. Here we have 2. So cars are going to come in, and some cars are going to rest down here in the pit area, and some cars are going to rest at grade. So there's going to be trays and kind of like an elevator system that's going to take them up and down, and then the ones that are at grade side to side to make space. So very, very cool tech, and it's really what allows us to cram a lot of parking into a very small footprint and to get to the density that we need to see for these urban infill projects. These walls are huge.
Yeah.
How much concrete have we poured up to this point? You know, we got a lot of it in, and there's still a lot to go, but
yeah.
What kind of size and volume are we talking about?
Yeah, we've already poured over 300 yards of concrete with another 70 coming for the pour that you're seeing today. So that includes, you know, where we're standing right now, these are called mat footings right here. So these are 14 inches thick, two rows of number 7 rebar that are actually serving as the footing for all of these outside walls here, because it's called it's an eccentric footing, so it's sitting on the outside edge of the footing, and then we're expecting a lot of weight with all these cars and the equipment weight itself. So it's well designed. We actually have 2 inches of insulation and another 5 inches of concrete going on top of this, and in the other car stacker pit. 300
yards. So let's put that into perspective for people. Maybe that's 1 truck, 2 trucks.
No, that's 30 plus trucks.
30 trucks of concrete have already gone into this, and there's probably at least another 30 trucks to go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So tons and tons of concrete go into supporting cars and machinery and 5 stories of building above this.
Yeah, we'll have close to 30 trucks just for our second story slab. Yeah.
That's a lot. And you were saying that there's going to be more going on top of this, right?
Yeah.
So this is just our footing. Everything that is here is just what these walls are sitting on.
Sure.
So that's why this drain over here is sitting up off the concrete that we see, right?
That's right. It's a good lead in right here. So all of these car stacker pits have drains. So when the car is parked, you know, with the melting snow or rainwater, this floor will be pitched to this drain, and it doesn't go into your typical Cultec that we were talking about earlier, the chamber system for recharge, because it could be contaminated. This actually goes to a pump station underneath our basement floor, and then goes into what's called an oil water separator. The oil water separator works as a massive trap, and when all of the grit and sand and oil sits at the bottom, it's expected that the water will rise, and then it sits into a long trap that goes out to the sewer in the back of the building.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really good for the environment to have these sort of separators in place to make sure that that oil and grit and grime that's coming off of these cars isn't ending up,
Exactly.
out in the beautiful bays that we have here outside of Boston.
That's right.
Very cool. More Jerry facts. Love it. All right, on to the next. Let's go. You remember this, 19 residential units upstairs over 1 commercial here. We're working on the commercial space right now, getting the build out done for our new upcoming tenant. You can see it right there, Dirty Italian. We're gonna actually do an interview with her, probably in a couple episodes, to show off the brand new space. We'll have more to come on that. Right now we just wanna show you what's going on inside. Last time we were over here, not a lot was happening. It was kind of raw space, not what we want to deliver to a tenant for use. What are we going to see when we go in today?
Yeah, so when we go in today, you'll see the electricians working towards their rough inspection. So what we delivered to the tenant is called a vanilla box. So we come in and we fit it out to their specifications. So that's what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. The plumbers are already signed off for their plumbing roughs, a lot of underslab coordination for how she wants her space to be fit out on the ground floor and in the basement. Now the electricians are in doing the same thing.
Awesome. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna see electrical in progress, a lot of plumbing that happened. Like Jerry said, we had I think that's the theme of today, digging around in the dirt.
Yeah.
We did a lot of digging around here to get all the plumbing in place. So why don't we go back in and check it out. All right, so we're here on the retail level. This is going to be all storefront glass where you see the plywood right now. So that's gonna look a heck of a lot better than it looks right now, but we're leaving it out for good reason. We have some big appliances, big heavy equipment that's gonna have to come in here, and those storefronts are the easiest way to get it in. So we're leaving it out for now. By the time you come back for your next update, we're gonna have those storefronts in, it's gonna be looking mint. But this is the level right here where all the retail happenings are gonna go on. Cash registers, she's gonna have displays, big provolone hanging from the ceiling. It's gonna be good stuff. So what did we do here between the last time folks saw it and now?
Okay, so what we've done is we've trenched the existing slab on deck to allow for drains, three drains to be behind her counter space, sinks, added sinks. We've cord for new drains, flues, and now the electricians are coming in, getting all of their whips, which is just the electrical wiring in place for her pendant lights are going to be over the casing. And we have 2x2 lights behind the casing. Her register will be off to my left here. So we're getting all of the MEPs spec'd in per her design. So we've been working on that.
Awesome. This level's looking great. I think last time, you might not have seen this, but we got some great spiral duct that went in that'll keep the space heated and cooled, and it looks pretty darn cool. We got a ton of ceiling height here, so made use of that with the exposed ducting. And then we're gonna go downstairs. We're gonna look at where the magic happens. So why don't we take a look at that?
Go ahead.
Loving that beautiful staircase right there. Sturdy.
Yeah, fine addition to the building.
So that's something that's new. Before we go back there, tell the folks about this.
Yeah, these are what are called poured pan stairs. So we had a steel fabricator come in, measure. They fabricated the steel in sections along with this railing. They come in, they set the steel stairs into place, a lot of welding. And then the next day we had our concrete guys come in and fill what they call the pan of the stair to make the tread with concrete.
Yeah, nice and sturdy. For a long time, these were temp stairs, so it's nice to see that in. That's gonna make it easy to go up and down with trays of food, everything that's prepared. That's gonna be delicious coming out of the kitchen that's down here. Got a bathroom going in off to our right, Jerry?
Yep, that's a bathroom.
Bathroom over there. She's got some ancillary spaces here, maybe classes going on, but everything's gonna really be happening back over here, where it looks like somebody already stepped in the concrete.
Yep.
So this is gonna be the commercial kitchen back here, where there's gonna be, well, I'll let you explain. Where's everything going? What's happening down here? We got plumbing there, plumbing here. Looks like drains run everywhere, so.
Okay.
What's this look like?
Yeah, so she went with a fully electric kitchen. Originally the design called for gas appliances, that's what she was used to cooking on. That's a traditional Italian feel. But since then there's been a design change. We're going all electric down here. So she'll have 2 convection ovens. She'll have an electric stove top. She has prep tables behind Adam here. She has a prep station over here. There's gonna be a walk-in cooler down here, 2 reach-in freezers, a reach-in refrigerator. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just a full kitchen down here, making good use of the space. We've added a lot of lighting, had to move around a lot of our fire alarm controls. Sprinkler will be here next week to make their adjustments. And then we're adding a 6-inch drop ceiling from the metal deck to allow for her to have a wipeable surface per code. All these walls will be FRP per code, so everything will be wipeable, easily cleaned. So we have a good amount of work left down here. The big thing is to get through the roughs, get through inspections, and then we'll start closing up the walls. It'll start looking more finished. She's going with a slip-proof, commercial grade epoxy floor down here, which is slated to start next week. Between 3 days next week, all the epoxy will be done on the ground floor as well as the basement. So it'll start really feeling and looking like a finished space. And then we're bringing in her appliances, and we'll start connecting her appliances and wiring them. And it'll start looking like she's ready to open her doors here.
It's gonna happen real quick. Next time you guys come back, this is gonna be totally different. You're gonna see clean white surfaces for meeting health code. You're gonna see full kitchen appliances. This is gonna be a happening spot for the next few weeks. So check back here for more updates on this project, and we're excited to show you next time you come around. Let's go on to the next one. All right, guys, third, final site for today. We're down here at the site of our, well, 2 single families that are nicely rented out now. Thank you, Jerry. And putting up 5 units residential here over 1 commercial space. Got some dirt again, theme of the day, dirt. Going down here, we're doing some excavation. Last time you guys were out here, we were just kind of scratching the surface. We talked to you a little bit about the environmental conditions that we had and how we were separating things out, but we got a basement dug behind us here. And well, what is going on here? What are these lines? What are they gonna see here when they come back?
Yeah, so when you come back, we'll have the whole foundation excavated. You'll see concrete placed. We'll probably be erecting steel at that point. That's our hope in a month from today. It's not a huge building. We've had more complexity just before we broke ground than actually the building is itself. So we're getting through that. The site is going to have a clean bill of health, environmental-wise. We're working with the Conservation Commission until the end. But right now, we've had the survey team out. Excavation started excavating for the basement where we're going to have mechanical, electrical. We're going to have frost walls coming this way, so they'll be back Monday to dig those. Rebar comes Monday, leveling plates, anchor bolts for steel. So, you know, I really expect this to go quick. It's exciting that we finally broke ground. So every month you should see some good progress here.
Awesome. So again, relatively small basement. That's just really for mechanical space. We didn't have anywhere else to put it. The rest of it's all just frost wall. So that steel is going to be sitting on some pretty shallow footings.
Well, the footing itself is 4 feet below grade, and then they extend the pier that the steel sits on is 3 feet above grade. So you'll see the pier coming through the parking area, because we have parking on grade throughout the bottom of the ground floor here behind the commercial tenant. That's going to be a ATM kiosk that sits underneath, on top of the basement. So,
cool. So yeah, by scale, that basement hole, relatively small compared to our footprint. This building is going to spread out and take up a lot of this site, and we're excited to see you here next time for the next project update, and we'll show you some more progress here. Hopefully concrete in the ground and some steel going vertical. That's it.
That's it. It's a wrap.
See you until next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more custom content like this, and we'll see you on the next one.